Ah, welcome traveler. Come in, take a seat and put up your feet. Today, we are diving into a game called Stranded: Alien Dawn, a sci-fi survival colony sim game where we will be cooking up some roleplay to enhance the gameplay. This is part 4 in our multi-part series, and if you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's get cooking. Welcome back to our stranded colony. In the previous episode, we went ahead and built our electrical farm over here. We also finished the construction on the central building, which now acts as the heart and mind of our colony. And we also went ahead and did a little bit of work on the perimeter and tried to finish up the bases for where we will eventually be placing automated turrets upon. In some other developments, Quinn and Raka actually formed a relationship and are soon to be married here at the wedding arch. And Connor over here was sent through to the mystical grove in hopes of curing him of this implant in his eye, which is causing migraines and is like a ticking time bomb. We'll have to see if that's going to work or not, but fingers crossed for the best. In other developments, we've also gone and expanded our production here. We have 2 more stations that still need to be built, or 2 types, should I rather say. The Advanced Research Desk, and then the 3D printer. Once these are constructed, we can look at assigning our settlers to concentrating on production on things such as food, mechanical components and electrical components, clothing, weapons, and also getting that research up and going again. Of course, with all of this work that needs to be done, we have to remember that the ever-present and important farming does take priority, as we're going to need those raw resources in the form of food, leathers, silicon, and even over here, the Heptagonia fields, which I believe give a type of syrup. Every little bit is going to be important in some way, as we'll even make use of this instead of leather from animals. All of these things have different functions, and we're going to try and exploit all of it. And there are some things that we actually need to focus on in today's episode. Primarily being the expansion of our electrical generation, as I don't think that this is going to be enough of a charge for what we want to do next. And secondly being the installation of the sentry guns, and then production of electrical components to such an extent that we can start placing automated drones. Now the drones will be quite useful in that they will help us to carry items back and forth, thus leaving our settlers a bit free to focus on more important tasks other than hauling items. It seems we also have a cause for celebration over here. Let's have a look. Ah, fantastic. Okay, we're having the wedding. Great stuff. Go ahead. And it's going to be at 1400 hours, which is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the ceremony will be held over here. Now, I wish we had a better setting for it. It's an amazing background and backdrop for it, overlooking the valley. But we don't yet have a nice garden set up for events like this. We will look at that in the future, much further down the line. But for now, our settlement is actually still starting up. We have a lot of work to do, and this will have to make do for the time being. But this is the first wedding of our settlement, and I think that this is a good sign of things to come. That our people are getting comfortable, settling in, and there is some happiness in this colony of stranded survivors. And the most important thing is hope. Hope for a future, and hope for fuel, so that we can start going on some more expeditions and saving some more survivors out there. So what we're going to do is just grab everyone, bring them over here, and try to undraft them in time. There we go, and undraft them. So now it is the wedding and is going to occur. Now everyone should make it for this. I think Ken just needs to come up from the hill. But the groom and the groom are here, so the important parties are at least present. Ken's slowly making his way up here along the side. They're already saying their vows. Come on. And there we go. Everyone is in attendance. The wedding seems to be running smoothly. Not a bad scene for it. Good weather. And congratulations, you are now pronounced husband and husband. And there we go. They are now officially married. That will give them a buff, I believe. It should boost their happiness. Let's quickly check here. So that should make them, well, 2 of the 3 happiest of our settlers. The other one being Connor, who obviously has quite a boost from going to the Mystical Grove. But hopefully we can now have our people focusing a bit on production. We do need to get a lot of electrical components made as soon as possible. And as we can see here, we are waiting for a worker to arrive. We should have enough metal alloys and silicon. Let's just make 100% sure of that. Yes, plenty of silicon. So we can get lots of electronics produced. As soon as we have enough, we'll start looking at expanding this. Putting in perhaps another row of solar panels over here, or expanding onto this side. Maybe some more wind turbines, and definitely some more batteries. Right, so we just unlocked an expedition here for self-destruct alert. And I do want to have a look if we can do this. And I'm going to send our best possible person for the job, which is Ken. He has max intellect, high physical score, high combat score. I think he's going to perform quite well on this. So we're just going to send him through to that and hope for the best. Maybe we can get something good from this. I'll keep you updated. Now, I may be incorrect in my choice here, but I'm actually going to try go for the sniper rifle. We have nice pulse rifles, but I'm not a big fan of the AoE. I don't have much experience on the pistols, although Ken has been using one for quite a while. But I think the snipers are going to be quite effective if used correctly. We can take enemies out from a long range, and then our automated turrets can take out any invaders that get too close. So I'm going to go for this and hope that it's the correct choice. If not, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you would have advised in this situation. Perhaps I can look at doing that in the future. We don't have much going on right now. We're literally just waiting for our settlers to finish up the odd collection jobs and the crafting jobs so that we can get about actually constructing these last 2 production tables over here. And then we can hopefully start producing enough electronics to construct the automated turrets. The only bit of action that we're seeing now is towards the end of spring, where we have an animal attack over here. Seems like a fairly large group, so we're going to quickly jump in and get that sorted out. Hopefully this will go a lot better than the previous time that we had animals coming in. But let's have a look at what happens. Just going to increase the speed a bit, and we'll let things roll. There we go. Reasonably easy and without incident. So we do have a couple of damaged walls over here, the fencing. That's okay, we can easily fix that. And we can just go about butchering all of these. Hopefully get some resources out of that. And oh, shooting star. Ah, fantastic, okay. We'll have a look at investigating that really soon. We do actually have enough fuel now for our hot air balloon, so we can start going on expeditions again. I'm just trying to get the most out of our settlers at the moment. I need to have quite a lot of the crafting work done and the last bit of construction work. We did also go ahead and replace this secondary fridge on this side with an additional freezer. I'd rather have another freezer for the raw food, and then that can be frozen. One fridge for raw food which can be used to cook as soon as possible. And then over this side we have a fridge for beverages and other items, a fridge for cooked meals, and a freezer for everything except for raw food. So it's just a little splitting up of the raw ingredients into the processed ingredients and how to best store them, in my opinion. But we're going to let things just keep cooking for a bit here, and hopefully we can get these electronic parts up and maybe some extra CPU cores as well. We'll see what happens. We just got a notification here that it looks like Ken wants to organize a little music party. A little bit of music, a little bit of dance. Looks like it's starting around about 7 PM at night, so should be a fun time for our settlers. And music night is now in full swing, although it is very hot in here. Up to 44 degrees Celsius, so we're immediately going to look at just getting these flames, put out so we can stop generating heat in this room inside this building. Hopefully this will cool down. One's out, it's already down to 35, then 31. Okay, great, that's much more bearable for our settlers. Right, so they can go ahead, have a little bit of music, a little bit of relaxation. In the meantime, what we've also gone and done is we've just gone and set up a little roofed area, little shack essentially, over our batteries here. I just feel like I need to protect them from the harshest of the elements, so we're just giving them a little bit of shelter here. With enough space, we can put in another 2 rows of 3 each. So that is something that we have done in the meantime. Other than that, well, we are still trying to get these CPUs and electronics built. It seems to be taking quite a bit of time. We are also trying to focus our people on doing that, but the odd electronic goes off to, for example, we made one and it came off through to here. So at least these things are getting constructed, but I would like to have a good stockpile of these electronics saved up, especially because I want to have these turrets installed as soon as possible. So I've become a little bit impatient here with the amount of time it's taking to make simple electronic parts. So I've actually gone and done a little bit of a swap around here, placed in 2 soldering benches, and cancelled the construction of the second 3D printer. I think one should be fine for now if we are going to use it for anything. But to get the components, we're really going to need the soldering bench to be pumping out these electronic parts. And with 2 of them available, we can double the production time. So hopefully that will really help things just to speed it along a bit. And then with a little bit of forethought and preparation, I'm actually going to expand the electrical farm over here, just so we're generating more power, and hopefully that's going to be enough to keep everything running, although we do have space for additional batteries and perhaps some generators that will run on diesel if it comes to it. Okay, we've just done this crash site expedition over here, and it looks like we've actually come across someone, so there's a potential survivor that we can rescue and take back to the camp and help them heal up. So we're going to ask them to join. It looks like they are called Ember. Let's see who this is. Ember, health-wise, no health conditions. Personality-wise, a tactical commander. That is fantastic for if we're getting attacked. They can be placed up here. That's great. Let's see here. Okay. Looks good. Looks good to me. Let's see what they look like equipment-wise. Okay, we will have to equip them with some weapons. Not a train smash. And we have enough clothes so it can be equipped for winter as well. Hopefully they'll make it back in time for this animal attack over here that is busy building up. We should be fine though. Very exciting stuff. Another settler joins the colony. Ember Griffin. Interesting name. And now of course we're dealing with an animal attack, so we'll just quickly get that out of the way, and then we can focus more on getting Ember situated. Right, we got that quick attack out of the way, defended quite easily, and now we can actually go in and do the schedule. Just going to copy this, paste it down, and then actually have a look at what activities Ember will specialize in, and hopefully get that sorted. Okay, with Ember as part of the community now, things are going a little bit easier. We've got her focusing on farming and stuff like that as well, because she is quite indifferent to crafting, so then other settlers can actually focus on the crafting element. Let's have a look here. Okay, Ken has found a nice little meteorite there, so that's good. Anyway, as I was saying, then everyone else can actually focus on the tailoring, the crafting, stuff like that. She can do farming at least, which is good. Just needs to increase that skill level a little bit though. Cooking, I'm not quite going to put her on there for now, as we do have Rita focusing on that. She's quite interested in cooking, and we have her covering some farming as well. We do need to try focus on getting these electronics up though, because at the moment we seem to have a higher energy drain than what we are actually producing. So I'm just looking at expanding this solar farm here and also put up some more of these wind turbines as well. I don't actually want to construct the diesel generators until we have an insane amount of fuel or a very large fuel production setup, because I'm trying to keep that fuel in storage so we can actually use that on the expeditions themselves. So it seems that the Mystical Grove did not in fact help Connor to heal from his bionic eye infection. So we're stuck in a bit of a tight squeeze here, and I think unfortunately Connor's time is running out. Chances are he is going to end up dying because of this eye implant. So it's just something that we'll have to prepare for. It is unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it at this point. I'm not experienced enough in the game to rush getting him off planet now to throw together a rescue. So this is what it is, but maybe we can look at that in future playthroughs of this game, in trying to rescue Connor. For now, we'll just try to make him comfortable, send him out on some missions, let him do what he's good at, and honestly get the most work that we can out of him for the betterment of the settlement as a whole. We'll just see how things go. Well, we just unlocked the orbital antenna through research, and also gained access to the landing spot as well, which needs to be constructed on top of this very strong flooring. I'm not quite sure what this does. Maybe we can make use of this to contact a ship or something to come and save Connor, if possible. I don't know, but well, it looks like we're going to have to construct it eventually anyway, so we may as well just do it right now. Let's cross fingers and hope for the best. Okay, so we have at least finished the orbital antenna over here, and it actually says in this here that to establish a communication we need to build 2 of these as well as an orbital radio. So still quite a bit of construction that needs to be done if we have any hope of saving Connor's life. We will also need a landing spot, and luckily we have one of those that's busy building over here. We just need to get the bricks up, which we can easily do through our electric furnace over here, and then we should be good to go. So we'll just focus on getting another one of these, the orbital radio, and then we're in business. I've gone ahead and placed a second orbital antenna over here. It does require some space between that antenna and the first one. It actually tells you when it's too close, but hopefully we can get that constructed really soon. And I've also gone ahead and placed the orbital radio itself as well. So this way, fingers crossed, we can hopefully save Connor's life. And it will tell you here that you need 1 radio, you need 2 working antenna. Maybe we can contact the ship, they'll fly by, we can get him rescued. Not sure how much longer he's still going to last. He's not looking great. That right eye is giving him infected vision implant, that debuff, which causes vomiting, pain, and it's just horrible. So fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. There we go. So both antennae have been constructed. We also have our landing spot built, even though the platform itself is still slightly incomplete. And we have the orbital radios constructed as well. So now, as far as I understand it, the antenna will detect when a spaceship is around orbit in the planet, and we'll be notified, and then we can send someone over here to contact via orbital radio. And fingers crossed that we can get a rescue pod, because that's the only way we're going to save Connor. But let's see what happens. I'm actually quite happy with the fact that we got that set up in such a short amount of time. And here we go. A spaceship has been detected. Okay, so we can come in and contact it. Let's see, maybe we send Ken on over here. Contact the spaceship. And fingers crossed for the best. Let's see. Okay. Passing by a spaceship is an elite military vessel on a mission. It's a wonder they even responded. They don't have time to take any passengers on board, but are offering to send some firepower. Okay, so we can get some weapons out of this. I'm going to take the sniper, because we do need a little bit of long range. But at least we know that we can get extra supplies as well. And hopefully, the next ship that comes past will actually be one that can take Connor on. Let's go scavenge this. We'll have a look at... It will probably be the sniper rifle, but I'm wondering if there's an additional item in there. Or is it just the one? Come on, Ken. Anomalous animal behavior. Let's have a look here. A group of typically peaceful animals are exhibiting highly hostile behavior. Okay, this is interesting. So we will actually have to defend against more attacks while we have the radio running. That's okay, we will deal with it. Let's just have a look where these are. They're all over here. Okay. So we need to grab everyone, draft them up, send them on over, and hopefully Ken will get that finished. There we go. Let's just have a look here. Who has the best combat out of the three of them? Rita. Okay, well, Rita will... She'll get the sniper eventually. Just get them up here. Come on, Connor. Is there anyone down there still? No. Okay. Should be able to handle this. Doesn't look too problematic. Although we may want to observe these once they're dead. This is our first time actually encountering this species. There we go. Undraft everyone. Set this to be observed. Perhaps Quinn. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, we'll send Quinn over. Observe these birds. Figure out what exactly they are. Okay, so these large flightless birds are being called Gujo. Good to know. Perhaps we can find a use for them in the future. We were finally able to contact a ship that actually has a rescue pod, but it only has space for one passenger. So we're going to accept the offer and we're going to send Connor. Okay, and it actually looks like Ken here is willing to stick behind all the way to the end, which is fantastic. He's our best fighter. He's got max intellect. We'll keep him through all the way to the end. But for now, let's get Connor out of here. And here we are. Here is the escape pod. So we're going to click on Connor over here, and we're going to make him bored. He's dropped everything, so we're not losing any items. Unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to some great cooking skill. His combat was also good, and he was a very good healer as well. Construction we can get up. It's not a major loss there, but the cooking and healing is going to impact us quite harshly. But it's better than losing him, and I believe this is actually the only way to save his life, because that eye implant that he arrived with, which you can actually read here in his profile, he would have died soon, so we need to save him. That is the end goal for this game, to save your survivors. As for the rest of the team, well, we're going to go grab all of them, draft them up, and move them across to here, because we do have some aggressive animals that will be coming in soon, and their pathing is going to take them through to this entrance. Right, so we've sent Connor off in the escape pod, and he will survive. It is a little bit sad to see a settler go, especially one that has been with us for quite a bit. Yes, he's done quite a bit for the community. Helped us build a lot, fought off a lot of bugs that tried to, cause damage. But ultimately it is the only way to save him, and now we do need to focus our efforts on saving the rest of the settlement. Ken is off still on an expedition. Hopefully he will return soon. But in the meantime, here we go. Animal attack coming in, and it's some more of these shriekers. 53 of them. I think we should be fine though. I hope. But we'll see what happens. We just hope for the best. Rita with that sniper rifle, able to take out the bugs now at an extreme range, which is fantastic. Gives us a little bit of a head start to the fight. And there we go. Luckily we were able to survive that, but we are feeling the difference without Ken here, and with Connor gone permanently now. We do need to be a lot more careful with attacks, and we really need to focus on getting those sentry guns up. I think it's going to make a major difference in our defenses. But we'll send everyone off to go get healed up, and hopefully we can get enough of these electrical components manufactured. Look at finishing our solar plant here, which I have at least built 3 of these graphene solar panels, which should provide us with more power than before. And hopefully we can just create enough of those electrical components to start building the automated sentry guns. I may also look in the future at upgrading these walls, as well as adding a second layer, but we'll see. That's not our concern right now. Right, so we do have a lot that we need to do before the episode ends, and chief among them is sorting out how we're going to get enough of these electronics to actually finish constructing this, as well as repairing all of this. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to selectively choose some of these things to disable. Now I have already turned off a lot of stuff, like this table was turned off because we weren't actually using it and it was just drawing electricity. But I think I'm actually going to disassemble it completely and build an additional 2 of these 3D printers. Then we're going to set the 3D printer up to make electronics for us until we have at least, let's say, 100 for now. And that way we can have this passively making these electronic components. Now, in order to have enough stuff to actually facilitate that, enough raw materials, we're going to come in, the problem being the silicon. As you can see here, we have no silicon. So we're going to take this silicon field over here, and I'll probably build another one outside over here. This way I'm just going to expand our raw resources and better refine and focus our actual production. And in addition to this, I will also be looking at building another hot air balloon right over here. The reason why I want to do this is I do want Ken to go out still. He's got that high combat, high physical, and high intellect, which is great on these expeditions. But I have also had a look at Rita, and I'm very curious about this trait here, and I want to make use of that as much as possible without losing out on Ken actually exploring the places. So I want her to go out and find new things, the last couple of things we haven't observed, so that we can add that to our knowledge base. Now, that's quite a lot to do, and I don't want to take up too much time. Now, that is quite a lot to do, and I don't want to take up too much time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it run for a bit, skip forward a little bit, and if anything major comes through, I'll be sure to resume, but if not, I'm going to let it run until we're at least up and running with most of these things completed. So I will be right back. And we are back. Quite a bit of time has actually passed by here. But I'm happy to say that we've done quite a lot. We've gone ahead and set up an additional field over here for the silicon leaf. We've also constructed 2 drying racks, so that this can process meat, turn it into dried meat, and the smoke leaf into dried smoke leaf, as well as processing leathers, the hides, into actual leather that can be used for clothing, and possibly other items as well. We've also gone ahead and actually finished off our power plant here. I will actually go ahead between episodes and between recordings and replace the old solar panels with the graphene solar panels as well. We have also gone ahead and constructed those additional 3D printers, and the space that opened up here, I've gone and filled it in with the electric furnace, some additional ones, just to start producing more of these metal alloys, which we are going to be needing quite a lot of. We have a fair amount of electronics now, 46, with everything being finished constructed and just a couple of repairs that need to take place. We finished building the batteries as well, but I do feel like we need to get maybe a little bit more power generation going on here. So I may look at expanding this just by a tad, just to make sure we have enough power saved up to, keep everything running. We are going to have a little bit of a knock to our electrical usage soon, in that we're going to construct some automated defenses by these entrances. And in addition to that, we also went ahead and actually constructed the second hot air balloon, and we will make use of this. You see, I've already tested this out just to make 100% sure that it will work for 2 expeditions at the same time, but I will be making use of this for Rita to send her out to go discover more, and we can get the ball rolling. Okay, we have some aggressive animals up here, so they will most probably be funneling through this entrance here. So we can go ahead and let's actually close this one off. We'll send Rita over. And then we can grab everyone else and draft them and set them into defensive positions. Let's see, we'll place Ken up here. Oh, Ken is on expedition. Silly me. Well, Rita up here, Laura up here, Quinn and Raka can just stay right here with Ember as well. That should be okay. And here we go. I love this pulse rifle sniper combination. As things start coming close, the pulse rifle will actually stun them, and then the sniper rifle can actually just take them out from a distance before they get too close, and as they are actually approaching, just constantly shoot it. I think it's a very good combination. Okay, it's quite a lot here actually. We're going to let this run and just let our settlers sort them out. And there we go. Not the greatest, but we got the job done. And it's going to be a lot easier once we have our automated cannons up, which should be soon, as soon as we have enough metal alloys stocked up. What we're going to do quickly is go ahead and set some of these automated turrets up. Now, they may not be completed yet, but we at least want to have them placed down so our people can get started working on them. I'm going to go ahead and place them like so. And I do believe that we should be able to reach them with power, but just in case, yeah, we're going to just need to make 100% sure that our power lines actually do run to them. So as we can see here, it doesn't quite reach it. So we are going to have to place 2 of them. And we'll just let that be constructed over time. And at the same time, what we have already gone and done is place down some drones as well. So now we can just focus on having this completed. And here we go, our 1 drone is being constructed now. So we'll keep you updated as soon as that is finished. And there we are, our drone is finished. It should now, as far as I understand it, fly around and not only collect the resources where it needs to be collected, so our people go in, harvest it, and then just leave it lying around, like here. This drone will actually fly in, pick that up, and take it to storage. But it should also, from what I understand, come in, for example, here at the 3D printers, and pick up the produced items and take them through to storage or through to places where it will be needed. And then our people can just come and do the actual repairs or construction. So that will take a massive load off of them when it comes to the workload, and they can actually focus on what we need them to focus on. These drones are fantastic. If you start playing this game, get drones as soon as possible. That is the biggest tip I can give for this game. All of my settlers are sleeping. I just need electricity to run the drone. It's literally going back and forth and just carrying everything where it needs to go. It's resupplying all of the 3D printers. It's collecting the things produced and storing them, dropping things off, clearing the land. It's amazing. It's an automated worker, and it just gets stuff done, and there's no downtime other than when it goes to recharge. It's insanely good for anyone's base. Get drones. So we had Rita out on an expedition to a crash site, and she actually says that she's found a box that contains a mech core and a few other components. So I'm quite curious as to what that's going to unlock. Perhaps the mech suits? Maybe. We'll have to see. Not quite sure, but we'll find out in the future. Ken was also on an expedition through to a armor depot, and there was a little challenge here to try guess a passcode. So it seems like he got through, and maybe we can get something good out of this. It does say that a power cell generator hums in one corner. A custom-fitted laser pistol rests on a sleeping bag. There are some dry provisions and a terminal, but the floor is dusty without any footprints. Let's check the terminal and see what happens. Huh. Okay, fantastic. We got carbon armor research unlocked. Something to look towards in the future. But that is unfortunately all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as that would greatly help the channel. If you would like to be kept updated as to new videos being released, then please hit that notification bell. If you have any feedback, suggestions or requests, leave a comment down below and let us know. Until next time, this is Roast Temp. Keep cooking.